I'm just a bill, yes I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, it's a long, long journey to the capital city. It's a long, long wait while I'm sitting in committee, but I know I'll be along. Yeah, yeah, 'cause I hope and pray that I'll but today I'm
Good morning, this is Bill Scher on the LiberalOasis radio show, WHMP. News, information, and the arts. Later in the broadcast, we'll be talking to Spencer Ackerman from the American Prospect on his latest article, The Obama Doctrine. And I gotta say, another positive week for Barack Obama. Despite the recent media turbulence, last week we talked about his historic speech. This week we saw polling data that bore out that the speech did the political trick. He has not hemorrhaged in the polls at all. He has held his own. He remains ahead of McCain in the NBC Wall Street Journal poll by 2 points, and the Pew People in the Press poll by 6 points. I think he ticked down 1 point in both polls, which is statistically insignificant. He was tied with Hillary Clinton among Democrats in the NBC Wall Street Journal poll. He was up by 10 versus Clinton in the Pew poll. So I think to the extent that the Democratic establishment, the pool of superdelegates who are effectively going to decide this thing in the end, whether we like it or not, Clinton's main chance to wrest the nomination away is to be able to make the argument, this guy can't win, only I can. Those polls versus McCain are really the end-all, be-all of what the superdelegates are going to decide upon. And obviously, I think everyone kind of took in a breath, said, hey, is all this stuff about his former pastor going to damage him nationally? And he obviously approached it in a way that was counterintuitive, not the kind of thing that your average political consultant's going to say you should do, but did the job. There are definitely pockets of people who are still dissatisfied, but as Chuck Todd on MSNBC said, these were predominantly Southern, older, white voters who are not really going to go Democratic anyway. Obama potentially can expand the map, but he's not going to expand it in the South. More likely, it's going to be in the Midwest and the West, and he held his own with independents there. Now, there's still some things to be concerned about in general, in my view, because John McCain continues to get a free ride because there's so much attention on the sniping between Obama and Clinton. And I think it is perfectly fine and legitimate for Senator Clinton to stay in the race. She has a chance of winning. As long as she has a chance, no reason you're obligated to get out. But the thing that sticks in my craw, and I think she's absolutely in the right to, take her shots at Obama. Look, he's going to get it in the general election anyway, and it's worth seeing how he handles things. And I think, again, he's handled things well to date. The thing that sticks in my craw is you do not need to elevate John McCain while you go after Barack Obama. You do not need to facilitate his agenda, his political goal at saying, hey, I'm not like George Bush. I'm a maverick. I'm a moderate. I break the mold. I'm uniquely qualified to be commander-in-chief. You do not need to be legitimizing his talking points. Just Thursday, Bill Clinton was campaigning in several towns in Pennsylvania. And this is posted at the MSNBC blog First Read. He was in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and he said, quote, "We now have a bipartisan majority in the U.S. Senate, bipartisan, to do something about global warming because she, Hillary Clinton, and John McCain took reluctant Republicans all over the world and showed them how the planet was changing." Apparently, Al Gore won a Nobel Peace Prize for no good reason because it was Hillary Clinton and John McCain that changed everyone's perceptions and moved the ball forward on global warming. McCain is better than other Republicans on the subject, but he's not nearly good enough, and there's been plenty of articles recently. If you read the great environmental blog, The Grist Mill, at grist.org, you can see a lot of the holes that are in McCain's global warming position, even though he is unique among Republicans in that he doesn't think it's a hoax. So you do not need to be elevating John McCain on that score. You should be pointing out where he falls short. Also yesterday, Bill Clinton was in Lewistown, Pennsylvania, and said John McCain is a moderate and, quote, has given all you can give for this country without dying for it. Now, obviously, Barack Obama honors John McCain's military service as well, but Barack Obama has not called John McCain a moderate. That is not the way that the Democrats are going to defeat John McCain in a general election. So that's the kind of thing that's disturbing to me. And there is some evidence in tracking polls. Tracking polls are polls that are taken every single day, and you drop off, the fourth prior day, and you add on the newest day, and you get the sort of rolling average. So they're not really the most accurate polls in the world. They're not meant to give you a hard number. They're meant to give you a sense of momentum. But the two big tracking polls that are out there, one's Gallup and one's Rasmussen, they have shown momentum towards McCain in recent weeks. I'm hardened by the fact that, in the Pew poll, both Clinton and Obama beat McCain. Obama is 49-43 and Clinton's 49-44, so they're about the same there. In the NBC Wall Street Journal, Obama had a bit of an edge. He was up 2 versus McCain. Clinton was behind McCain by 2. You can all say that's within the margin of error. But there is a disturbing sense that, McCain shouldn't even be doing this well. He has said, he gave an economic speech this week that said nothing, that offered literally no ideas at all. He proposed meetings. Let's meet with accountants. Let's meet with mortgage lenders. Let's not have the government do too much. He should be pounded on this. And Obama and Clinton have said things to that end. But if Clinton in the same breath is saying all these nice things about McCain, that muddies that message. McCain's hold on independence, such that it is very tied to a sense that he can do a better job on Iraq. When he has been weak amongst independents was when he had first backed the surge strategy early in 2007, and most independents said, "Whoa, what are you talking about, McCain? This ain't no straight talk." He's been trying to build this perception that the surge is working. And now you see, again, no underlying problems have been addressed in Iraq. We are still seeing a civil war break out. The current combustion has been amongst competing Shia militias. The Bush administration has chose to back one militia over the other and has taken sides in the civil war. This is a strategy that John McCain fully supports. But we have not seen any concerted critique of that because there's so much distraction with Obama versus Clinton, and again, you have the Clintons elevating McCain. That's what's really troubling right now. I think it'd be just great to see Obama go after McCain and Clinton go after McCain, and you see an audition who goes after McCain the best. That, to me, would be the most useful. If the Clinton wants to stay in the race, that's the most useful thing that you could do to show your skills. But that's not what we're seeing right now. And I think you're seeing some consternation among superdelegates on that score, and that's why they continue to move in Obama's direction. He got a big one from Governor Bill Richardson last week. He gets a big one on Friday. Senator Bob Casey, who won his Senate seat in Pennsylvania with the help of those older Rust Belt working class white voters that Obama has had relative difficulty attracting support with. And Clinton is presumed to be have the huge edge in Pennsylvania because of that fact. Now, endorsements have never shown to be all that much help so far in this campaign. People have gotten better at thinking for themselves, but it does show, I think, the consternation that superdelegates have with the way the Clinton campaign is going, the damage that it's doing to the party, the damage it's doing in its ability to produce a strong contrast to McCain, and they want to do all they can, I think, to move Clinton out. So if Clinton wants to stop that superdelegate bleed, she should think again about how she's approaching the race to date. When we come back, we're going to talk to Spencer Ackerman, something that we should be talking about more. What do the candidates actually believe on foreign policy. What is their vision for the country? Not just their position on Iraq, not just speeches that were given or votes that were given several years ago. What is their vision for America's role in the world going forward? He just wrote a big piece in the American Prospect magazine, The Obama Doctrine. We're going to talk about that with him in just a bit. This is Bill Scher for WHMP, the Liberal Oasis radio show. Back after this.